I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a businessman, yes, I'm an entrepreneur. Ooh, yeah. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Crystal Mitchell, do you have my business plan? Just review the pages of my marketing plan. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. Crystal, how are we doing today?
I am good.
You're looking good today.
Thank you. Yeah, today I had, my co-director is Jackie B.
Oh, yes.
Her sister passed away.
Really?
Probably earlier this month, September 22nd.
Oh, man. I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, it was August, I think it was, and so they did the memorial service today. Not really a church service. It was a memorial service over at Doolin. So I've eaten some of the amazing Doolin food today. So I'm really full, really sleepy actually.
Oh yeah,
I'm like you are normally.
I know. So you might fall asleep on us on the air.
I'm gonna stay awake. But it was really, really nice. Her friends and family all came together.
That's good.
They did a really phenomenal job.
She from a big family?
Yeah, Jackie is. There's three, and they were all a year apart, so they were called the triplets, and they look alike, and literally they were each other's best friends.
Oh wow!
And so,
that must have hit her really hard then. Huh?
Yeah, earlier her sister's been sick. Phyllis, her name is Phyllis Toya, I think it is. She had been sick for the last 4 years with cancer, and it kind of spread, and so the last year has been a struggle. Then finally, the cancer has spread throughout her body, but really was nothing that they could do. That was probably at the earlier part of this year. They had indicated that.
I've been wondering, there's something that we're eating or is in the water or something that's causing cancer, because too many people are getting cancer today. Too many people.
Well, there's been a lot of, it's interesting that you said that, because there's been a lot of information that I've read on Facebook and in the news, period, about some of the medications that, the pharmaceuticals push medication and for one situation or for one illness, and then next thing you know, it's creating other problems, side effects. So I read something last week that indicated that there were 5, and I can't right offhand think of all of them. One of them for sure is the flu shot, but there were 5 medications that they routinely give people, and a lot of the side effects is cancer.
Well, we need to know what those are and talk about it. Publish it out there.
Yeah, because one of them, the flu shot has always been something that I've always been against. First of all, why would you put something in your body that's going to make you sick?
That's exactly my thing.
Yeah, so for me, medication is, if my body or our bodies were designed to fight off and create an it has its own immune system, right?
Yeah.
So, you can do different things to change how your body's reacting.
Yeah.
So if you're eating right and you're exercising and drinking lots of water and maybe possibly supplements if you're not getting it in your foods, then those are the things, that should be the first line of defense, right? But the put stuff in your body, I know last year, was it last year? Yeah, it was last year. My sister, and I told my whole family, I said, y'all nuts. So my sister went, and the doctor kept pushing for her to take the flu shot. And so finally she's like, okay, I'll take the flu shot. Got just deathly ill afterward. And then the same thing with my brother-in-law. He took a flu shot so he could have $8 parking. I said, are you kidding?
What?
Good Lord, man.
For $8.
So in the flu shot, in this article that I read, there's formaldehyde or something in the part of the formula. I ain't putting no formaldehyde in my body.
That is no good, man.
Yeah.
Isn't that something they put in embalming fluid?
Right, in your body to fight off a flu. Just get some rest. And, I don't think, knock on wood, I don't think I've had the flu. I get a cold, so that means you get some rest.
Yeah, exactly.
And you eat. Wintertime comes, I start boosting my immune system with berries and pomegranates and oranges, and let your body do what it's supposed to do.
Unbelievable.
Yeah,
I just can't believe that. I'm so sorry to hear about Jackie's sister, though.
Yeah, so that's pretty rough. But a lot of the stuff. So there's things, and some of the food. The chickens are shot up with hormones.
Yeah.
I'm
telling you,
it's like they're trying to kill you so that they can get you on medication.
That's right.
Medication, no, no.
I prefer my natural remedies, man.
Right, exactly. First thing you go to the doctor. Oh, your blood pressure's up.
Yeah, let me give you a pill.
Let's give you a pill. Well, why don't you eat some vegetables, Crystal?
Yeah. And if you're not eating vegetables, let me give you a pill. That'll work for it too.
Right. Well, what about walking as an exercise?
Exactly.
Why don't you first find out what my world is about before you start shoving a pill down my throat? So anyway, that's me. I'm just never been one.
I'm the same too. I'm with you on that.
Because I just think some of the because you hear so many people getting cancer. I mean, there are some legitimate. My mom had died of small cell lung cancer, but she had been exposed to smokers. Her husband, her ex-husband, my brother and his friends, my uncles, they all smoked around her. So that was like secondhand smoke, which is far more dangerous to you than the primary smoke. Right. So when she got that, and she hadn't smoked in over, I think when she started smoking, she had me. And so that was like over 40, 50 years later, right? And so, but hers was the secondhand smoke. And then we totally changed how she ate. Because the other thing that will make cancer grow fast is sugar.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, sugar makes
cancer. Gotta cut down on my sugar.
Yeah, cancer. If there's, everybody has radical cells in their body. So sugar, it feeds on sugar. So, and then of course, as soon as they put you on chemo, then that's a whole nother that just destroys everything, and it actually feeds to cancer.
Just thinking about that just make me sick.
I know. So anyway, but so Phyllis, we sent her on with a wonderful homegoing, and it was a celebration, and it was really well done. So that's where I was this morning.
That's good.
And so I, of course, had to be dressed up for that.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, you're always looking nice anyway.
Thank you. But here I got a compliment, and I take this as a real compliment because it came from a millennial. So Jackie's nephew, his name is Tony Price. Just an amazing young man. Articulates so well. Yeah. He was a protege of Muhammad Nazarene. Yeah. So I'm looking at next month is Muhammad's birthday. So I'm thinking of doing a tribute for Recycling Black Dollars and get Jackie in and Tony. So I mentioned it to him. He says, "Oh, that would be great." He goes, "I've been following you on Facebook. I like the way you do your social media." So I thought that was a real compliment, man, coming from a millennial.
That's good because that's their space,
Right, exactly.
That's cool. I like that.
There's a guy on Facebook. I am a vet. They say I am a Vietnam vet and have had bad milk foods, white people healing. But anyway, I guess milk is not good for us. Right. So there's certain foods that doesn't process well with our bodies. Right. And so I think if you become more knowledgeable of what fuels your body, right, and the contents of those things too. Because what you eat possibly different from what I eat and what my body can tolerate. And there was a diet I was on years and years ago, and it was called eating for your blood type. And so it actually has, if you're a type O, your body needs different types of exercise. It needs more hardy because that was the original blood type from the early settlers or early people because your life was you ate meats and so forth and so on to survive, right?
Right.
So, and then and that's the original. So everything else hybrided off of that. So if you're an A or AB, you're more of toned or prone to vegetarian type menus. And that's better for your body. And then
I did not know that.
Yeah.
See, that's important stuff to know.
Yeah, the book was phenomenal, and it made a lot of sense because I could, when you read about the different blood types, you're like, wait a minute, my body works with heavy duty, high energy, vigorous exercise for it to work.
Yeah.
Walking don't do nothing for me.
No.
So when I'm reading, it's like, wow. And it talks about the various illnesses that your body could be subjected to based upon your blood type.
So do you remember the name of that book?
Yeah, it was called Eating for Your Blood Type.
Okay, I'm going to write that down and check it out.
Yeah, so it's good. It was a good book. So, the more you know about what you should eat and the less you should eat whatever you shouldn't be eating, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that'll be great for our conversation today because we have a restaurant coming in your favorite food.
Oh, yeah. If that food is not good for me, I don't know, man. I still got to eat it.
I know, that's your favorite food.
It tastes so good.
the barometer of whether that is a good restaurant, huh? So a good Jamaican. So we're going to have a little Kingston Cafe in today.
That's good. That's good. I'm looking forward to that.
And me too. So, I think what I'd like to add to our monthly schedule is at one of our Fridays is dedicated to our community businesses and bringing in businesses that are doing really amazing things. So, again, coming back around to recycling our dollars.
Yes. I like that.
And supporting. So I think if people know that people are out there, you and I, when I heard that Kingston was out, or some people came up and told me, and it's like, okay, let me go try that.
Right.
But it's interesting how many people don't do that.
I know.
Right? You see a new restaurant, go try them out. You don't know what you might find there.
Yeah, and just by going to that restaurant, we've learned so much. I mean, they've been here for less than a month. And the foot traffic is amazing going there.
I know.
It's amazing.
Yeah, as I told you yesterday, I didn't even know there was that many Jamaicans in the
That's what I'm talking
community.
about. And see, the thing is, you've got Jamaicans and you've got people who are affiliated with Jamaicans and you got honorary Jamaicans.
Jamaican. Yeah, it's like, wow, Jamaican. Went to the island on a cruise, came back out Jamaican.
Saw Stellar got her groove back. And
I'm Jamaican. So there you have it. So we're looking forward to having Tanya and Noel.
So that sounds good.
So how was your week?
Oh, my Lord. I went to this trip. I went in San Joaquin County, Solano County, to teach a workshop. And for the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce, because as most of you know, I'm the procurement chairman for the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce. So we went to teach a capability statement workshop, teaching these small businesses how to be ready for contracts. And it was amazing. The first day was San Joaquin County.
Okay.
That was great. So we had about 18 people in attendance.
That's not a bad time.
Yeah, it was great. And then the following day, we did Solano County, which is in Fairfield, California, which is like way up there in Napa.
Okay.
Northern.
With the wine country.
Country. So that we had about 15, 16 folks in that class as well. Mm-hmm. But it was amazing because these are budding entrepreneurs who they're venturing out into the marketplace, but they're also trying to learn about their business, learning about their space, learning about themselves, and learning about their competition. So it was really, really good for me to share a lot of this information with them. So it was great. It was
cool.
Yeah, it was really, really good.
Yeah, that must be hard, though. You got to fly in and then drive to wherever, because there's no airports.
It's killing me.
Because you're not a driver.
No, I hate driving. And I hate driving, one, because, I just don't like driving for a long period of time. And two, I start falling asleep. So I went to Oakland. We flew into Oakland. Well, I flew into Oakland. and when I flew into Oakland, then I drove to San Joaquin. That's another 75 80 miles away.
Oh, my God.
So then after that, I drove to Solano County, which was another 70 or 80 miles away.
Oh, my gosh.
And then after the workshops and all of that, then I drove back to Oakland just to take my plane to come here.
Oh, wow.
Hated it. I hated it.
And I heard there was something, you probably were outside of the realm of this, but there was something that went on up in the Bay Area as far as traffic. It was...
Oh, yeah. I think they're doing construction.
Oh,
is that it?
Well, I don't know if it was, I think in addition to the construction, because they've been doing that for a while.
Yeah.
But I think there was some sort of incident or something. I think that was in the Oakland area, but that may have been after.
Probably after.
Because it was some mess. Because there were people literally sitting in traffic for about 5-6 hours.
Oh, yes.
Something went on up there.
It happened just after I went by. After I went by there.
Wow.
Yes.
Lucky. See, there you go. Karma.
Yes. Just after I went by that happens, and I'm going, wow, this is amazing.
Yeah, because it was all on the news, and people were sitting and waiting, and then
you have all these protesters and all of that stuff.
Yeah, that's a big area.
Yeah.
Well, I know. Speaking of the news, this week was like outrageously. I don't even know. With the kneeling, I don't know how America or Americans have gotten so incredibly stupid.
Well, that's just a distraction. That's what that is.
Oh, it is a distraction.
Because we know what the whole thing is,
Yeah.
It's a distraction. Don't want to deal with real issues, so you start bringing up stuff that's is irrelevant or it's not relating to the current issue at hand.
Right.
That's what it is. You should be talking about Puerto Rico and, all the other issues.
You didn't want to talk
the
about that at all.
And all of that. No. Instead, you're bringing up something that has nothing to do with what you're doing.
Right, exactly. I mean, Kaepernick has been kneeling forever.
More than a year now.
More than a year. Actually, Trump doesn't put his hand over his heart and says the Pledge of Allegiance. There's so many pictures of that.
Yeah.
People confusing patriotism to the flag, which it absolutely has nothing. One of my nephew's friends, he sent a picture over or put it on Facebook, and for when the Chiefs were playing, the flag was on the ground, thrown up against the wall, and the cheerleaders were doing their thing. So all of this patrioticness for a flag, no.
I don't even listen.
You're
to
right.
That.
It's all about distraction.
Yeah, it's a distraction. That's what it is. So I don't even pay attention to that right now. And all those discussions that they're having on it. What do you think about this? I'm not even going to talk about it because that's not what the issue is about. The issue is about police brutality and people not getting their fair due. And it has nothing to do with kneeling or any disrespecting flags. It's not about that.
No, it's not about that.
Why don't we allocate some funds for small businesses in communities so people start becoming sustainable and self-sufficient? Why don't we do those things instead of bringing up these irrelevant issues?
But it is bringing out some information that you didn't know, because I had never even heard of the Jones Act, and that Puerto Rico, some of their financial issues, because remember that's why the play Hamilton, most of their funds or the cost or what they're bringing in, the revenue is going toward Puerto Rico, and some of that is because they're paying exorbitant amount of fees for products that come in, and it can only come in on American ships.
That's ridiculous.
So all of their products and services and the prices are being jacked up.
Yeah.
So they're paying top, triple, quadruple.
So there's no competition.
There's no competition. So that was what some of the conversation was. There were foreign ships in the harbors bringing in generators and food and medical supplies for those that have been devastated by the hurricane, and they could not come into the port.
Right.
So they're just sitting there.
Right.
And here are these people 4 or 5 days waiting for American ships to come through, and they're like, lift the ban. And then number 45 says, oh no, the shipping companies in America, they'd be very upset, the owners. Really?
That's ridiculous.
So it's so obvious with everything that's going on that it's all about the one percenters. I mean, more so than probably ever. We used to say that about Bush, but no, this is the real deal about the one percenters.
You know, that's a big reason why I keep advocating more and more, and I wish more and more small businesses will listen to this. We need to pool our resources. We need to come together. We need to support each other. We need to go after things in a conglomerate, in a pool.
Right.
Because if we have to keep depending on all these other entities that are one percenters, or, you know, they're colluding, or they're dominating the marketplace, then we'll always be dependable, and whatever happened in Puerto Rico will be happening to us as well.
Right, exactly. In fact, it's interesting that we're taught, you mentioned that, because one of the things that I was researching, again, being the co-director of Recycling Black Dollars, is we're always back to this conversation about us being sustainable and self-sustainable right within our own community. So that means anyone of any color needs to be sustainable outside of what, you know, right now is the majority. Right. And that's some of their issue is they know they're quickly not going to be the majority. But one of the things that I found in an article, and it said what type of institutions should blacks look to create, and it was saying we should focus on owning large scale media companies, financial service firms, private equity firms, hedge funds, investment banks, and construction firms. So because these types of businesses can employ millions and millions of people, and also they generate so much wealth within those businesses, right?
I'm thinking that the media and the financial, you know, banks and entities like those, I think those are the most critical ones. Right. Because one, the media can get the word out to everyone faster and more efficiently, and your words and your information will not get watered down or get distracted or sent in a different direction. Your message will be what it is because it's coming directly from us on the airwaves. And then the financial piece will have banks that we can tap into, get the funding we need, you know, whether it's a line of credit, a loan to run our business, purchase homes, and make ourselves self-sufficient.
Because that's money is generating. You're moving money, becoming more creative. I think we've had someone on the show that was talking about Bitcoins, being more innovative in how we create businesses. Right. But again, that does talk about collaboration, coming together and working together and investing in each other's businesses. There was a couple, and I want to say this took place probably in 2005. Her name is Maggie Anderson. Her and her husband took 1 year. They lived in Chicago, and they wrote a book, and it was how to support your community and reinvest into the black community. And so for 1 year, that's all they did. They only shopped and they only supported black businesses. And so with that, she came out with some tips that, 4 major tips that would really kind of change what is happening in our community. So the first one was, move to make was to actually invest, buy life insurance or invest in stocks and bonds and so forth, so that you can start generating dividend wealth, you know, dividend resources or streams of income outside of your working. So when you go to save your money, or if you're going to buy, you know, a life insurance policy and you have a family, then being able to pay for their college and buy houses and that kind of stuff. Yet if you're going to invest your money or spend your money, let it work for you, and then you can then utilize it when you need it. Right. So you know, so that was pretty. That's a great a tip. And the second one was find black businesses that you can frequent. So that's kind of what we're talking about. Restaurants, coaching people that look like you and I, and stores. And granted, you may not have that many brick and mortars, but today that doesn't really matter because you can do your e-commerce and purchase all over the world.
And you'll be fine.
And you'll be fine. The other one was stay at a black-owned hotel. I think there's...
do we have many of those?
There's actually the National Association of Black Hotel Owners.
Really?
And operators and developers. And you can find Black-owned hotels in more than 30 states and 1 district nationwide.
National Association
of Black Hotel Owners.
Okay.
Operators.
I'm going to have to check that out.
Yeah, so check that out because you travel a lot.
Yes. Wow.
And you didn't know that, huh?
No, did not know that. Wow.
And it says U.S. companies spend more than $280 billion on just business travel in 2015.
200 and how much?
$289 billion on business travel.
Wow.
Yeah, so check that out and see if any of those areas that you're going. I know there's a couple in Florida. I've actually been to a couple in Florida.
Man, I'm going to do some research on this, Crystal. We could be onto something here.
Yeah.
We could be onto something.
Yeah, because we have to make some if nothing else, what's going on from a political standpoint is that I don't know how clear the message can get on you got to survive and you got to strive and you got to do what is right for your people because everybody else is doing right for themselves.
That's right.
And so right now we're the target to an extent, but anybody that's non-white is a target right about now.
That's true.
So
True.
I think we need to use this time and look at other ethnicities and how they're, the Asian community, and the Jewish community, how they're really self-sustainable.
Yeah.
And we got to get rid of whatever the isms that we have and really start to support our own.
Right. That's true.
Yeah. If nothing more, we have to think of it as like our children. What kind of world are we leaving for our children? I read something this morning that George Clooney had made a comment that now that his wife, she just had twins, he's looking at the world differently because it's not just about him.
That is true. We all do that. We all do that.
Because, their parents may not be there forever.
I had a wake-up call a few hours ago, and I'm going, wow. I went to meet with an insurance agent, life insurance, right? And I've been putting this out for years now. I'm going, man, I don't need this thing. Well, why am I going to mess with this? So then I'm getting to find out that my not getting involved with this over the years is mere ignorance because of what we understood insurance to be, because we're used to the little snake oil salesman coming around trying, hey, buy some insurance, it's good, and then we get the wrong policy, and then later on there's no benefits to it. They've got whole life and they've got term life. Now the term life is like, putting your money in an account that you'll never get back.
Right. And depending on what you're needing it for. Yeah. So you have a term policy specifically to bury you. Yeah. And to take care of all that is going to be needed at that time. Because that's about it. Is going to happen, right?
That's about it.
But if you're talking about investments, insurance is an investment
That's
vehicle.
exactly what it is. And the thing about it is with the whole life policy, what I'm understanding is that you can put the money in, and over a period of time, that money is there that you could go in and you can borrow with. So that's money you're putting in a fund that in your business you can later on use it as a line of credit or whatever and pay it back instead of going to the bank and say, hey, lend me some money to run my business. So I wasn't even looking at it, the insurance, that way, which I think is an amazing thing that we should probably start sharing with our small businesses.
Well, and there are a number of I have a lot of friends that do that. I think we actually had what's her name? Ruffin. I think Deborah Ruffin. She came on the show last year sometime, and she was talking. She's with New York Life, and they actually have a program that's specific for the Black community, African American community, and so there are various. That was my corporate business before I left out and became an entrepreneur. Right. So there are numerous products that you can use.
We need to start exploring those things because. We need options. And right now, we can't wait on someone to give us options. We got to go out and create our own options. Since we're at the bottom of the hour, You want to go ahead and take a break?
Yeah, let's take a break.
We can come back and talk some more because this is a great topic. I mean, we need to talk some more about this.
Okay.
Let small businesses
Works
know.
for me.
So let's
until our guest gets here or what have you.
You're on the business zone. Let's take a break.
Okay.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186. Meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor.
Yes, we're back on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, the small business paramedic. And we're talking about some great, very important subject here today. For those of you who are just tuning in, you're on the Business Zone. And this is a show where small businesses come together with contract provider so we can seek out opportunities and provide them resources so they can improve their businesses. They can become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready with the information we're providing, plus the resources that Crystal and I provide. And we're talking today about small businesses and minorities becoming self-sufficient and sustainable within the community. And Crystal and I were talking about insurance. And, it's a topic that many small businesses and many minorities try to shy away from because they're thinking they don't need it. They're thinking, why should I get insurance? I'm not going to benefit from it. I'm going to die. Somebody else get this money. Why am I putting my money in there? But that's just one way of looking at it, which, may not be helpful or beneficial. Another way is you could put the money into, because there are two options. You've got the term life and you've got the whole life. You put it in the whole life plan. And that's like putting it in a system that's accumulating for you over a period of time that you can go in and you can use some of that money yourself. It's like putting it in a bank and it's accumulating interest. And over a period of time, you can go in as a business owner. You can take out some of that funds, use it for your business, just like a line of credit. Instead of going to the bank and having to get qualified, having to present your credit score, you don't have to do that for your own money.
Exactly. And, again, it's how information is disseminated to us, our life experiences, how we receive that information.
Yes.
Those are what And if you heard that information 10, 15 years ago from somebody that may not have been as knowledgeable,
or trustworthy.
So people are still using those parameters to make the decisions for today. Mm-hmm. And we kind of talked about that last week, is that everything changes.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So however you thought of and did whatever you did years ago is not the way you need to do it now.
That's true.
And so it's very important, because I said this to people, and as I was mentioning to you during break, financial planning was my industry before I became a business coach and before I got into what I was doing. One of the things that we always talked about, when you're an employee, so when you come in, you get your benefits package, right? And that's just as important to you, or should be important to you, as your annual salary. Because you have your health insurance, you have your life insurance, some cases that you have a 401k, your retirement plan. Something happens when, one is you have very limited resources. So that changes when you become an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
So you're just out there doing your hustle, getting money, and usually that money is going back into your business and not taking care of you. Because one of the things as an entrepreneur, if you can't work, that's it.
That's it. There's no money coming in.
There's no money coming in. So those are what we call in your business plan is your risk management, right?
Yes.
Got to have a life insurance. You have to have some like disability insurance or something to protect you while you're recuperating, because things can happen.
Oh yeah.
And things happen, and if you don't have those in place, then your business is going to suffer anyway.
Yeah.
So, you're absolutely right. And sitting down, and even people today, we did a workshop where it was called Protecting Your Assets.
Yeah.
So I had a number of professionals come from the insurance marketplace, from the mortgage marketplace, from reverse mortgage marketplaces, from a unique, creative way to use your insurance. And each one of them was bringing new information so the people, and it was targeted for the over 65 crowd, age group. And they were like, oh, wow, I haven't revisited my insurance protection in a very long time.
True.
And it's not adequate today.
Right. It's not.
Right. Because when your house goes up in price, but you still may have only insured it for $30,000, and now your house is worth $700,000. Replacement on your vehicles.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law, we were talking about that when take what happened with the floods, with the hurricanes, right? So let's say your insurance was for 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Now your business, and we're going to talk about your business building. You've renovated, you've done all this, you've grown, you have all this merchandise.
Right.
But was your insurance adequate to replace it when it comes back to rebuilding your business?
And that's something that we really got to think about. And most of the times as small business owners, we don't think about that.
Right. So we're only seeing the news, how it affected us as an individual.
Yeah.
How did this really affect you if you owned a business?
And have a family.
Right? And you're the sole support of your family because you've been doing well.
Yeah.
Well, now your business has been devastated by a hurricane.
Right.
Your product has been devastated by, it's all destroyed.
Right.
So you're really literally starting over again.
Exactly. And that's one of the things that a lot of these folks in Puerto Rico is experiencing right now, because many of the folks in Puerto Rico right now who they owned a home, and maybe the home was paid off, or maybe, whatever the situation is, a lot of them did not have insurance on those homes.
Exactly.
So now they've lost the home. How are they going to rebuild? There's no insurance on it. And FEMA is only providing them, I guess, up to $30,000. If the home is worth over $200,000, how is that going to be?
And then just imagine you own your own business. You're building in your business.
That's what I'm talking about.
And on top of the fact you had renters.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about.
Right?
Yes.
So that's an issue, because now you are literally starting all over again.
Yes, you are. and you have nothing to go by. There's no resources, nothing to support you because you did not invest or you didn't make that decision.
Right. And even, and we're going to even take it more tangible than that. Let's say I had a company and, all my data. Where's all my data?
Yeah.
Did I save it in a cloud?
Yeah.
Or is it still sitting on my computer that
or
has
is
been
it in a
waterlogged?
file cabinet somewhere sitting in those 10 feet of water? You see what I mean? So all of these are things that we have to think about as business owners. We don't think about these things. Right now the buzz is on that there'll be an earthquake in California at some point soon. We don't know when, we don't know where, but it's in the air somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, a whole bunch of stuff is going on all over the world.
So that's another thing that many of us small businesses, we got to think about. Okay, if an earthquake occurs and we survive, is our documents in our business, are they going to be safe?
Right.
Are they going to be protected?
Pro.
That's where Small Biz Pro comes in. And we're not trying to capitalize on any misfortune or anything like that. We're just trying to say, take that preventive measure and protect your business. That's really what this is all about.
Yeah.
Store your documents in the cloud using Small Biz Pro. You're good to go.
Yeah, no, it's very, very true. My brother-in-law, he's thinking of a business that can come out of all the drama that has taken place. And I hadn't even thought about this, but one of the things that he was noticing both in Florida and Texas and now in Puerto Rico and all up and down the coast, your car. He says, what happens? So now you have all these vehicles that have been submerged underwater. And what about car dealerships where they're just smothered with water? So what happens with that vehicle?
That's it.
And so they're telling you to be careful that
what you're
going to purchase
yes.
because that's a big issue.
It's going to be a big issue
because all the electrical part has been submerged under.
So a lot of those vehicles are going to be salvaged vehicles, but they may not say it on the title. So how do we know? You see what I mean? So this is catastrophic.
When you look at it from a business standpoint, take the personal out of it. We have to look at these as models and prototypes for how we need to protect our businesses, how we need to protect our tangible data, but as well as our intangible data.
Exactly. And a lot of times we don't think about that. We're going, it will never happen to me. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know to whom it's going to happen. So that's why we got to anticipate, it could happen to me, so let me protect myself.
Exactly. So you got to have, so again, let's say you did have an insurance policy that all this damage took place. You've had this insurance policy for the term, you've been in business for 30, 40 years. Now you have a pretty substantial investment in your variable life or your whole life policy. And so in addition to what your insurance will pay for, because I'm sure you're not totally it's not total the value of all your assets. Whatever monies you may have in the bank when you can get to the bank, and then what you can pull out of your policy in order to start. That's an emergency plan bigger than our 6-month emergency plan.
That's what we call business continuity planning. For those of you who are listening to our program, The Business Zone, I would really like for you to call in if you have information you want to add to this. If you think that what we're saying is not true and you may want to correct us on an issue, give us a call here in the studio. Our number is 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. And you're on The Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan. You're a small business paramedic. And today, this topic to me is very important. This is near and dear to my heart because, like I say, I got a wake-up call today. And, it got me thinking more about my business, my life, my family, and my planning, how I'm planning for that and should something happen. Because we don't know what could or could not happen. We saw what happened in Houston. We saw what happened in Florida. And in Puerto Rico, the Caribbean, that could happen anywhere.
Anywhere. And I think it's a little different when you're if you don't have a family. If you have a family, that's part of the process, right? That's part of your strategy because it's no longer just about you.
Right.
The minute you get married and have kids, you're thinking, oh my God, what if you're always in catastrophe, apocalyptic mode, right?
Exactly.
That some disaster is going to come and just wipe you and your family out.
Oh, yeah.
But when you're single, you don't think of it like that.
No, you don't think
of the risk management.
Yeah, because you're thinking, my responsibility is not going to be that great.
Right.
But with a family, you do. And especially when you're a man, the man, you got to take care of the house and you got to make sure you provide. So now you've got all these mouths to feed, whether it's your kids or just your family, your mom, your kids, whatever.
You see what I mean? Very, very, very true. So I mean, it's a whole package that, from a business standpoint, even from what we talked about at the top of the show on your health. We take it for granted when you're young that you're moving and doing whatever you could do, however you do it. You're not worried about eating food,
right?
Catch it on the fly.
Not eating right.
Not taking time out. We talked about that. What's your me time?
Yeah.
What do you do for downtime to de-stress? Because even though you're not working for someone, there are other stressors. One, making sure that you can meet payroll.
Yeah.
2, that you're on target. 3, where you're going to take your business to the next level. You got all these things.
How am I going to get the next contract?
Right, next contract. Oh my God, what if the contract canceled?
Yeah.
So you got all these things going on always.
All of those things.
And that's stress. That's a stressor. Even though being an entrepreneur is an absolutely amazing experience, you have so much more freedom than if you were working for someone else. But there are other stressors because you are the company.
That's true.
All right. And so.
And especially if you have employees when you have that company, you're worrying, am I going to meet payroll? I got to meet payroll every week.
Right, exactly.
I got to meet it every week because if you don't meet payroll, then now you're committing a crime. Because state law, you cannot withhold payment from your employees.
Right, so you got this other person looking over your shoulder telling you what you need to do.
Now you got the government looking over your shoulder. Okay, we're going to arrest you because you just violated some labor laws.
Right. And even when you should be hiring people, that's a scary thought.
That's a scary thing.
Because you're kind of like, oh my God, I can't start payroll if I can't finish payroll.
That's right.
So really, you're more stressed as an entrepreneur than you are working for somebody. But there are factors. That's why it's so important for individuals to have a business plan.
Right.
So you can identify not just for the bank's purpose. I have people come to me. In fact, I did a consulting, met with someone earlier this week, and they were talking about a business. Well, they called me for one business because they were going to get some funding. And then by the time I sat down with them, it was a whole different business. I'm like, that's not what you talked to me about. So I'm listening to them. And this is the other thing, the feasibility of certain businesses. Yeah. And I'm asking them questions, and it was really a platform very much like Recycling Black Dollars. So, of course, I know quite a bit about that.
Oh, yeah.
And I get it. People are saying, okay, how can I help? How can I change what is happening in our community today?
Yeah.
And then they come up with this business, and so I'm looking at it, and I'm going, you do know that's what RBD does, right? For like 30 years, right? And because we've been on the Recycling Black Dollars for a 30-year platform, and I kind of know that people are not just throwing money at us to make that happen. And we're not all that on board either to make it happen. Yeah. I said, so what's going to be different?
Yeah.
What are you going to do that's different?
That means they probably haven't done their market research.
Right, of course not. It's just, and then that's, in addition to making sure you're protecting your assets, but really, is your business still relevant? Yeah. Or your concept or your idea still relevant today?
Unbelievable. There's so many of us small businesses out there. We figure since we get an idea and we pitch it to someone and that person says, wow, that sounds good, then it's a valid idea.
Right, exactly.
You got to put it through that test. You got to test it. Do that feasibility test to make sure that it's actually feasible for you to do it.
Right. And that you're targeting the right demographics.
Exactly. And the thing about it is, and I talked about this in my two-day workshops that I did over the last few days, that Not because someone told you that your widget that you created is great and wonderful, you should market it, or they tell you, oh, you provide great services, you should do it. It doesn't necessarily mean that what you're doing, your business is going to be relevant. You have to solve a pain in the marketplace. Is there a pain you're solving? Or the pain you decide to solve, does it exist? You see what I mean?
It might, and that's it. If they don't do the research, it might exist for them.
Right.
But does it exist? Because again,
exactly.
business is not for you.
Yes.
It's for the people that
right.
you're trying to reach.
And if you're going to determine that it exists, there has to be a population that's hurting from that pain that you want to solve. And your solution should be relevant and appropriate to that group. So if it's not relevant and appropriate to them and they're not willing to pay for that solution that you're offering, then your idea is just mute. It's just not relevant at all.
No. And I think business owners, and they put so much time and effort and money toward it. And the most important part is the initial part. Most people want to skip past that part.
Yeah.
You know, how relevant is what you're doing. So, and also understanding what the temperature is in the trends in the business world,
exactly.
right? So 15 years ago, certification might not have been as important because we weren't really, let's say if we go back to 2009 at the recession.
Right.
Certification meant absolutely nothing.
Exactly.
It was a time frame for you to prepare because eventually, right?
Yeah.
But because nothing was being constructed.
Right.
No money was available for anything.
Right.
So what difference did it make?
Exactly.
That you were certified.
And
right?
now there's a lot of construction going on.
Right.
You know, there's a lot of dollars being pumped into these industries. And another thing that I point out to small businesses or people in the community is, here's an indicator. If a government entity announces that they're going to have a bond program and they want you to vote on that bond program, then that means there's some level of construction that's getting ready to be launched. Now, for you to vote on that bond program, you're going to vote to tax yourselves. And if you're taxing yourselves, then you're going to be taxing yourself about a 0.5%, maybe a 0.75%, or 1%. That can be huge. So these are things you need to think about when you see those bond programs being announced as well.
And we're going to have that.
Yeah.
Well, in fact, here in Los Angeles, because the homeless situation has gotten so incredibly out of hand.
Yeah.
In fact, I think I read an article last week that even though all this construction and all these buildings are going up all over the city, and these big 300-unit buildings, right? One, these are private investors. And so therefore they don't have to subscribe to any low-income housing protocols because they're using their own money. So everything, all these wonderful buildings they're building, you know, the rent is anywhere from minimum of $1,700 to $3,000-$4,000 a month for rent, which is ridiculous. But so that means that so what that means is, so your average human, your average worker is maybe making what, $50,000-$60,000, and that's a family of four, and that's gross. That's not net.
Yes.
And you pay all your others. So as it stands right now, anywhere from 45 to 60% of your income that your take home is going toward rent.
Exactly.
And so who could pay $4,000 a month for rent and you're making $50,000 or bringing home probably $45,000?
That's more than most mortgages in that category.
Right. Exactly. So exactly, and no equity, right?
No equity at all.
And so with that has increased the homeless problem.
Yeah.
Because, and they were saying downtown, all these buildings that they've built, they're like at 30% capacity.
Wow.
And so now they're doing all these incentives, 3 months for rent, but it doesn't really matter. You can give me 3 months rent, but how am I going to pay the rent when I get past the 3 months? So I'm going to stay one month. I'm going to have lived there 3 months and then you're going to kick me out?
So I guess they decided that they will build it and they'll come. That's the approach they took.
That was the approach, right.
Unbelievable.
and that's on a big scale.
Yeah, these are developers.
Right. So we got a homeless problem. We'll build all this housing. The problem with Los Angeles is there's no place to live.
Yeah.
And then the older apartments, what they're doing is they're tearing down,
Yes.
getting new loans to build back up. Still no protocols for low-income housing.
Right.
So now they're redoing or changing it over to condos. So now they're kicking other people out.
From what I'm understanding, in most communities, when developers come in and decide to build, part of their building plan is supposed to include X percentage for low-income housing. And if they don't do that, then they pay a penalty. Now, from what I'm understanding is most of the developers been paying the penalty instead of building the low-income housing.
Yes.
And I guess it's kind of getting out of control right now. And the city, they're supposed to be stepping in and penalizing these folks for just paying the penalty or making the penalty a little stiffer, that they really actually build some low-income housing so more and more people will have housing instead of being homeless.
Right.
And that's not happening.
That's not happening. And on top of that, they got so excited about the foreign or the individuals that are coming in to invest in the communities, and they are using their own monies, which, fine from a taxable standpoint, but no money's being attributed to the low-income housing. Right. Because remember, we're also fighting, the business owners are fighting against the $15 an hour.
Right.
So you don't want to pay more than $5, $7. If you're on the East Coast, you're paying $7.90, whatever that $7 minimum wage. Here, we at least got, what is it, $8.79 or whatever it is?
I think it's $7.90. Right?
Yeah.
$7.90?
So but again, think about it from an individual. Where can you live for?
Exactly.
Right, exactly. So you got to have 4, 5, 10 jobs in order.
I think these guys know that, and they know better, and they can afford it, but they just want to be greedy. Because think about it. I mean, I'm a small business. I'm willing to pay $15 an hour to someone to do work for me.
Right.
$15 an hour. I'm not as big as many of these guys. So why can't they do that? They're getting all these kickbacks from the utility companies, from the city. They're getting it from banks. They're getting it from all of these different contract providers that they do business with. So why can't they afford?
Because they seem to think, one, from a political standpoint, I think this is why it's so important for people to understand the political climate that we live in. So from the political standpoint, when they're doing their propaganda speeches, it's, they're going to put you out of business if you have to pay them $15 an hour. How can you reinvest back into your business? Yeah. Well, from an entrepreneurial standpoint, you get what you pay for, first of all.
Exactly.
So if you're only paying a minimum wage individual, no training, no incentives for them to be there, the turn is it's like a revolving door.
Oh, yes.
So how are you getting quality work to grow your business that you didn't put all your hard-earned money in?
That's true.
If you're not investing in, and I personally think your most valuable asset is your employees.
That is true. That is true. That's
because you and I, we're entrepreneurs, and looking from where we standpoint, we're doing everything, right?
Oh, yes.
You're running around doing everything because we're not at that place where we can have, a full staff, right?
Right.
But that means certain things don't get done.
Right.
Or you can't concentrate, like if you work for a company, you can't concentrate, okay, this month we're just working on marketing.
Right.
No, we're working on marketing and invoicing and
contracting, outreach. Everything.
Everything. Whereas if you and I both were in a position where, like, wow, we can leave the office And that person's going to make all the phone calls and make sure all the invoicing is done. Keep the business running while I'm out there tracking down new contracts and going to networking events. And then when I come back with my stack of cards, I can then turn my cards over.
And you can enter it in the system.
And you reach out to these people and make sure we follow up. No. So I guess I just don't understand that concept.
I think they're just trying to paint a false image, a false picture, and these government entities are buying it up because that's ridiculous. I mean, how and why are they going to leave because they have to increase from $7.90 to $15 an hour? You tell me. Come on.
Then what I've heard, I think I read something earlier this week that so here's what's happening. Like right now, and I think I saw this or read this on one of the, I saw it on one of the YouTube when they were having the back and forth about minimum wage and so forth, was that like Amazon right now is going from state to state, seeing where they're going to put their home office, right?
Yeah.
So basically, it's whoever gives me the best deal and the most tax incentives, that's where we're going to go. Yeah. So they have folks throwing stuff at them, but it's not about the employee.
Right.
It's always we didn't take and forget the employee.
It's about the employer now.
It's about the employer, and so those are some of the trends that have to change before, so that it's thinking of the whole picture.
Exactly. And we got to find ways to find out how we can come up with alternatives as small business owners to make this happen, fit into the system, deal with the city, and all of these types of things. Now we're at the top of the hour, so it's time again for another break, Crystal.
All righty.
So we'll take another 2 minutes. You're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan. Give us a call at 323-293-3375. That's 323-293-3375. Take a break.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
So we're back on the Business Zone. Again, this is
Crystal Stone.
And Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic, talking about interesting topics here that having to do with small businesses and our survival in the marketplace. And Crystal and I, we were just talking about how many small businesses can't afford to pay the minimum wage to small businesses, but the larger businesses, they refuse to pay. And we see this as an incentive to get quality people into your organization, helping you out to meet your goals and objectives, Crystal.
So when you're and you're in a good seat right now because you're out doing workshops and seminars in farm communities, right?
Yes.
So what is their because obviously you're there for a purpose.
Yes.
So what's their goal, one, for having you there to help their small businesses?
Well, part of the reason why the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce have me as their procurement chairman going out into these small communities in Solano County, San Joaquin County, Sacramento, San Francisco, and all of those areas is to really start educating small businesses so that they understand their value. They can become more sustainable, contract ready, business ready, and bank loan ready. So when they go out to get opportunities, they can actually function and be able to do what they need to do in order to survive.
So what are some of the businesses that you've seen in your workshops?
Some of the businesses, one of them I had yesterday was a plumbing and heating and air conditioning. We've got a general contractor. We've got professional services, and these are people, or they're bilingual, because since we're tapping into the Hispanic community, and most of these chambers are within the Hispanic Chambers of Commerce, we've got people doing professional services, teaching other small businesses, Hispanic-owned businesses, how to run their business professionally, to manage their business. We've got folks that in the social media environment, teaching how to inform your customers and increase customership within the social media realm. And it's phenomenal.
And so is there some big contracts or projects coming up in those areas that they're getting people ready and prepared in order to submit bids and RFPs for those?
Well, these workshops are sponsored by PG&E.
Okay.
And PG&E is a large utility company up in the San Francisco area. And they've been working with a variety of business, and there is a program called GO 156, which encourages firms like them to demonstrate that they have been reaching out to minority and small businesses and providing opportunities to them. So that's one way of them reaching back into the community, providing resources to help these small businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. So later on, if they need to team up and work on projects with PG&E, they can do that.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. That's good. That's good. So, and they're very receptive.
They're very receptive to it because, PG&E, they're sponsoring these workshops, so they paid for it. So I fly up there and I deliver the training on their behalf for the California Hispanic Chambers of Commerce. And another sponsor of this program is also Southern California Edison.
Okay.
They also sponsor the program as well. So we're doing some great things. So what we've done is to help them to build their capability statement so they can identify the 4 key components of a capability statement, which is the core competency, the value proposition, the company profile, and the capability statement itself. So those are the key areas that we went over. We isolated and we dissected it. We did some forensics on it so that they can dig deeper and see why they're building a capability statement and what goes into it.
Because a lot of people don't understand what their value propositions are.
Oh, no, they don't. And they don't know. They've heard about it and they're thinking that they know what it is, but really isn't. And what I try to break it down and tell them is just take the word value and proposition, okay? The word value, it has to do with value that you emphasize, that you put on something. Proposition is a proposal that you're pitching or you're presenting to someone to say, here's my proposal, and here's why this proposal is going to bring value to your business, your product, your services. The pain that you have, we can solve it better than any of your competitors, any of our competitors, and here's why this proposal that I'm pitching to you is going to add value to you. So that's really what it is. Now, in order to bring your value in there, then you got to dig into the core competencies. You say, these are our core competencies. This is what we do very well. And the reason we do these things very well is because we're specialists. Here's why we're specialists. We're specialists because we did this, this, and this is what we've achieved over the years. This is our desired outcome. So it's amazing when we break it down for them.
And over there, because you've been doing this for a while, so when people know, do they know? Can they identify their weaknesses?
No, not really. Not really. Okay. But once we go through the workshop and I start doing the forensics and all of that for them, then they start seeing it. They go, oh, yeah, I see. Now I know. Now I understand. I kind of have an idea before, but never thought of it that way.
Right, because they kind of have a potpourri business, right? It's like you throwing darts up to a wall.
Yes.
Whatever sticks is what I'm good at this week.
Exactly, exactly. And some of them give you a whole list of things that they do very well.
Right.
They'll give you like 12 things. And I said, you might want to pare that list down to maybe 4 or 5 because you don't want to be a jack of all trades and a master of none.
Right, exactly.
Because we do plumbing, we do electrical, we also do consulting, we do outreach, we also do broadcasting, we also do music.
Tell me what you need,
exactly.
man.
I'll do it for you. I'm Jamaican and I got 15 jobs. I can do any one of them for you.
And I always tell people, with being on Recycling Black Dollars, that everybody thinks that you have just this wealth of people, manpower that's there, so that I get a lot of people come at me with MLMs, network marketing opportunities, right? And I always say to them, look, I can do what I do.
Yes.
Because they all relate to each other. Right. Recycling Black Dollars relates very well with my coaching business, with my accounting business.
Right.
The business zone relates very well with Recycling Black Dollars, and the businesses and the core why RBD is in business, right? And at the same time, educating our businesses and our clients, so forth. So we don't have to spend as much time individually coaching. Right. So it all ties in. Exactly. So I may have 4 jobs, but all 4 jobs
they tie right in.
All tie right in.
And they demonstrate the expertise that you have, because the expertise you've developed over the years, over the last 15, 20 years, whatever it is, and that's been acquired through you doing this for big corporations or for different training institutions, but that's what you bring and you build your expertise that way.
Right, exactly. And so when people come to you with I can do this and this and this, or can you help me do this? No, that is nowhere in my circle right here. My thing. That is not part of my wheelbase.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. And then you got many small businesses that will approach you and they give you the business card. And then on the back of the business card is a different business.
Right.
Or they'll give you 2 business cards. Oh, this is one of my business. And here's another business. I'm going, come on, make up your mind. Which one are you good at?
Right.
Because that's the one.
Where your passion.
Exactly.
Where is your passion? For whichever of those businesses. The one with the highest passion is the one that you probably should be focusing on.
That's the one you want to focus on. Because when I was at Metro, LA Metro, when they see small businesses come in like that with 2 or 3 business cards. Oh, I'm a car washer and I'm also a DJ. I'm in construction. They say, you know what? You're not ready for this. You're not ready for this.
Right.
So they just discard those cards. They don't even talk to them. They don't even call them anymore.
Well, it makes sense because which one are you putting all your energies in?
Exactly.
And if I do contract you, are you going to be off DJing a wedding?
Exactly.
When you're supposed to be working on whatever it is I've hired you to do, right?
Are you going to be focused?
Are you going to be focused? So that's, your value has to be within the area that you have your most passion.
And that is why with Metro in the state of California, when you have those NAICS codes, what they call it, I can't remember the terminology that they use, but commercially useful function. So if that's your commercially useful function, then they know that's the area in which you'll focus in on the contract. So if you apply for the contract, but your NAICS code don't show the areas within the scope of work, then they're going, no, you're not qualified. Even though you may be able to do the work, it's not within your NAICS codes. So those are the more things that small business need to pay attention to.
A couple of weeks ago, last Saturday, or maybe the Saturday before, I was at an event with the Bella Network, and I met this lady that had been in the catering business for years. She used to be a sheriff, and she had at the same time was always a caterer on the side.
Yeah.
And so when she retired from the sheriff's department, she just migrated into this business.
Yeah.
And she'd been in it for a long time.
Yeah.
And so we were talking, and she hit upon a couple of chords that I thought, wow, this is an amazing lady. One, she needed to write a book based upon how to do business in the food industry.
Yeah.
So one of the things she had said was she would never have a brick and mortar, and catering was more the type of business she wanted to do. And the reason she did that was one, she is of the school that she gets what she pays for. So her chefs and her staff, they make $33 an hour. And so she says, and when she would do proposals or budget proposals for a job, she said, I always included my staff and their hours. And she goes, and I never did anything 5 hours or less, because I already know you got to have cleanup, and you had to have prep and all that sort of stuff. And she says, and so she had a scale, but all her people got paid above average because they've been with her for years.
Yeah, and that goes to show she understands her craft.
She understands her craft, and even when she would go to present a proposal, and she goes, a lot of times I had to walk away.
Yeah.
Because she says the one area that I wasn't going to compromise on was my staff.
Yep. Yep.
She says, so I had to go after different business and more contracts, corporate contracts. And she was up there high level. She was like, Emmys and those type of contracts. And this is something she told me, which is kind of interesting. When you're in that realm, and then you didn't work your way up to that realm, there's if there's an African American or a person of color, their contract, the business that would be ciphered off of them could be maybe $60,000. But if you were of another ethnicity, you could actually get $250,000 for the exact same work.
That is unbelievable. And these are things that our small businesses need to know. Those things exist. And when you're bidding, you got to be cognizant of these things as well. Because sometimes many small businesses, they don't know what's going on behind the scene, why they're not being selected or why they're not getting certain opportunities. And those are the type of politics that go on.
Those are the politics that go on, which is why relationship building is very important.
Very important.
And sometimes you got to go in with a different face.
Yes.
In order to get in the door.
Yes.
Because that's, substantial. What she was telling me, she could bid for the exact same contract.
Yeah.
They would give it to someone other than her, and they would get a bigger chunk of, they would pay them a larger chunk of money, which is what we talk about, that inequality, right? And that happens on all levels.
Right. And the thing about that also, Crystal, you mentioned going with a different face. What we're really saying is you want to make sure that you have influencers on your side who can go in and speak on your behalf or make recommendations or referrals on your behalf. So now that the information on the recommendation is coming from their standpoint, then maybe the contract provider will listen and say, oh, okay, we'll give it to this small business because of their background, their expertise, and plus this influencer is representing them and said that they can actually do the work. So then that might be helpful. And in order to obtain an influencer, if you're a member of a trade association, a chamber, or a certain organization, even RBD, Recycling Black Dollars, you can have them speak on your behalf because they're the ones actually talking to some of these contract providers on a daily basis. And the contract providers want to know from them what skills and expertise their membership have. And that's what they can do for you.
And you want to get to a position where they're calling someone else to ask, wow, I met so-and-so, and I think he's phenomenal. What do you think about it? And they're coming back with a recommendation. It's like, you're getting the best of the best.
Yeah.
Right? And if that influencer has enough power, they can really push you to the door. But I found that most of us don't utilize our resources.
No, we don't. We don't. So we've got to start looking at that. Just remember, sometimes when you knock on the door and it doesn't open for you, it doesn't mean the door won't open. It will if somebody else knocked the door for you.
It might open better. So you really, and in fact, I was telling somebody, because my nephew is coming back home after his master's program, and so he's going to be looking for a job. And so I told him, I said, so here's what I'm going to suggest. Start using your LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Start following and reaching out and having conversation with people that you can see who they're connected with, because it really truly is today.
Oh, yeah.
About who it is you know.
That's right.
It is so much about that nowadays.
That's right. And some of those people who get those opportunities, you notice they really can't perform, but they get it just because they know somebody else.
Right.
Somebody was influential.
And using, this is what Eldana, who did the workshop with RBD for Edison last week in building relationships.
Yeah.
And even though she'd been in the military, she'd been, she had certain affiliates that she could actually have a conversation with, that a person said, oh yeah, I was a vet, right there. That's a level playing field, right?
Oh yeah.
Or I ride motorcycles and then you're hanging out, and I know the people at Harley. That's big money right over there, right?
Yep.
So being able to use all your resources, it's not just about being your head deep into your business.
That's
you
right.
got to come up every now and then.
Got to come up.
Especially, in your arena.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't get contracts just off the street.
That's right. That's right. People are going to tell people because they either see me in action and they are impressed about it, or they see me in action and go, I'm not impressed. So one of those things will create the opportunity. They'll go out, like many of the opportunities I've gotten right now teaching these workshops is because people, they come to my workshop and they go, wow, I like what he's saying. I like the way he's delivering it. Oh, let me go talk to my people back in the office. So that's how I got some of these contracts.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. So, we got to keep doing that, small businesses. And if you don't know anyone to reach out to us, Crystal and I. And Crystal, you want to give them the phone number?
Phone number is 323-906-7004. You can reach out. You can contact us on our Facebook pages. Crystal, I have my own personal Facebook page. The Business Zone has a personal page, as a Facebook page, as a Twitter account. LinkedIn is my personal LinkedIn, but there is a page for the Business Zone. Recycling Black Dollars. Every second Tuesday of every month, Recycling Black Dollars has a meeting. Actually, if you put on Facebook, I need to find Crystal, I can guarantee you somebody will direct you to me.
I like that. So what's the phone number again, Crystal?
323-906-7004. And my business phone, that's the Business Zone's phone number. And then Recycling Black Dollars number is 323-449-2099. And you can ask for me and someone will direct you to me.
Okay, definitely. So if you think you don't have an influencer, you want to make sure you reach out to that number and we'll connect you. We really want to know about the type of business you're in. We want to know what is it you have to offer to these contract providers, and we'll work with you. As a matter of fact, Crystal, we've got a workshop coming up, right?
We do, and we're kind of excited about it. We're going to be selecting businesses that we're going to take wherever you happen to be in this space. If you want to become certified, if you already have a certification and don't know what to do with it, or you want to expand the certification that you have and the contracts that you're working on and you want bigger contracts, we're going to teach you all of that. How to be a subcontractor first, and before you become a prime, how to put together your application process,
your capability statement, and how to become contract ready as well.
Right. So if you're interested in becoming a certified business owner, a minority certified business owner, which can you explain what those criteria are?
So here it is. If you're trying to become certified as a small business, or a woman-owned business, or a minority-owned or disadvantage-owned business, then in this workshop, first of all, what we're going to do, we're going to teach you why the certification is important. We're going to tell you about which agencies are certifying you for those opportunities, which agencies have the opportunities, what documents you need in order to be certified, and then how the application process works. So we'll show you all of the documents you need. We'll provide you a checklist of all these documents. We'll walk you through it. We'll make sure you have the infrastructure you need to support the certification, and we'll help you if you need for us to help you to package these certifications. We will do that as well. We'll handhold you. We'll give you hands-on support, and we'll take you to the promised land. I promise you.
To the promised land. So the date is going to be on Wednesday, October 25th. 2017, and it's going to be from 4 to 6 p.m. It's going to be held at the Los Angeles Urban League at 4401 Crenshaw Boulevard. And now we're not taking any and everybody. We're only going to take 15 businesses. So if you are interested in what Gilbert just outlined, then you need to reach out to us, and you can reach out to us at 323-447-7272. That's my personal phone number, 323-447-7272, and tell us you're interested. You can also reach us on Facebook, either with the Business Zone at Buchanan and Associates. Is that what your Facebook is, or is it Gilbert Buchanan?
Gilbert. Yeah, Buchanan and Associates, yes.
Buchanan and Associates, or Recycling Black Dollars. So now, that's a lot of places that you can reach us.
That's a lot of places. So if you guys don't reach us, then you definitely don't want to reach us.
You're not interested.
Because we've given you a lot of opportunities here.
Flyer will be going out, an invitation will be going out to certain businesses that we know are ready for it. And that will be on our social media outlets, as well as on our website. And we will actually advertise it during the commercial breaks here on the Business Zone at the show. And so we hope you're interested.
And again, this workshop will be at the Urban League, and it will be October 25th from 4 to 6 p.m. 4 to 6 p.m., October 25th. It's a Wednesday at the Urban League, and the address is 4401 Crenshaw Boulevard. That's 4401 Crenshaw Boulevard. You want to call Crystal at 323-447-7272 in order to enroll and secure your spot for this certification. We're going rambunctious on this right now. We're going to make sure all of you small businesses get certified. You shouldn't have an excuse or a reason why you cannot be certified. We're going to help you with this right now.
So, Gilbert, can you tell them it's a game changer, right?
It is a game changer.
So what does that look like? If I'm a service-based business and I have a product or service that Edison or the gas company or PG&E, and I'm making maybe $150,000 a year just doing what I do. What kind of increase in revenues could I actually look at?
So that's a very good question, Crystal. As a small business, who's certified? So let's say you're certified as an SBE, which is a small business enterprise, or an MBE, minority business enterprise. You're currently making $150,000 a year, and you tap into a contract opportunity with Southern California Edison or with the state of California. You could be making upwards of $500,000 or more, especially if the contract is larger and it needs additional resources. You can bring in other teams, other small businesses on your team to perform on this contract. So you can increase your revenues tremendously. This is much better than if you were to go out there and try to sell a widget or try to sell a service by yourself one at a time. No. We're trying to get you away from doing transactional business. We want you to start doing contractual business. You get a contract, then that means you're sure of a revenue for at least 12 months. When you don't have a contract, then you're looking day by day, week by week, if someone is going to come in and support your business. That's not a good way to grow.
So, and if, obviously, I could go to Metro and become certified, but what's the difference with me going to them and me coming to you to be certified?
So here's the deal. You go to those agencies, they're not going to package your certification for you. All they're doing is accepting the completed process. So once you completed the application process and you submit it to them. But if you come through us, then we're going to hold your hands. We're going to package it for you. The only thing you need to do is to provide us the documents that we need to package that application for you. Now, we're not going to let you slide by not providing the key documents. We're going to work with you on those. Now, one of the things we learned, Crystal, with these small businesses, many small businesses, they may have gotten incorporated a long time ago, and somebody gave them a kit, and that kit only has their article of incorporation and their bylaws, and that's about it. There's a lot more to it when it comes to certification. You got to have more in that kit. You got to have not only your articles and your bylaws, you got to have your stock certificate. You've got to have your shareholders agreement. You've got to have your board resolution. You've got to have your meeting minutes. All of those things you got to have. And if you don't have those things, those are things that we can help you to prepare and provide for this certification. So you guys are getting the best of all the worlds here.
I know, huh?
All worlds.
So this class on the 25th will be an introduction, and just so we can identify what your needs are. And then after that, it will be a course. And then there will be a fee. There's fee to participate in it, and it will operate like a mastermind type of group. So when you're done with the 6-week program, then you will be ready to go out to utilize your certification. Either you will be in process to get your certification, or you will have learned how to write your RFPs. You will have completed your capability statement, and really just done the forensics on your value proposition, and everything that it will take. So when you go to present yourself, you know exactly what it is that you do and exactly what they need, so that there's a better fit for you, right?
That's right. And we're going to go ahead and take a quick break right now, our final break of the afternoon. But once we come back on the other side of the break, we want to give you some more information on this certification process to demystify the process for you. So we'll go ahead and take a break. You're on the Business Zone.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.
So we're back on the Business Zone. This is
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, your small business paramedic. So we're passing out some words of wisdom earlier to let small businesses know that we're ready to get you all certified, and we've got a workshop coming up. This is going to be on Wednesday, October 25th. And it's from 4 to 6 p.m. Now, this workshop is a free workshop. This initial workshop is free. So come on in. We've got limited seating. We've got only space for 15. So make sure all of you guys come in and sign up. We're going to show you, teach you step by step how to become certified. And for those of you who are already certified and you don't know what to do with your certification, we will also show you how to start getting some opportunities with your certification. Whether it's a DBE, an SBE, or an MBE certification, we'll show you how to do that, how to get some connections, how to get started.
And you don't have to be in the construction business, right?
Nope, you don't have to be in construction to get a contract. You can get a contract for pretty much anything that you do. If you're a swimmer, you can get a contract. If you're janitorial, you can get a contract. You provide childcare services. You're a caterer. Anything you do. Because one of the things that we want to do and how we want to connect you, we want to connect you with the County of Los Angeles also. They've got 37 departments that need small businesses to provide a variety of services in a lot of different areas. So anything you need, correctional, juvenile detention, anything, any one of those services, we've got it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, auto mechanic, if they have a fleet of trucks at the city of Los Angeles,
Yep.
the county of Los Angeles, the state of Los Angeles, those vehicles have to be serviced.
Yep.
So that's that. I mean, even to the point of selling pens and pencils and erasers,
Anything
right?
you can think of. Anything you can think of. If you're a DJ, a broadcaster, there are opportunities out there. And I'm serious. I'm not just kidding. These are real legitimate opportunities. The Department of Beaches, they've got opportunities available. Parks and Recreation, they've got opportunities available too. So you guys just need to be certified. We walk you through the process, get you connected with these different agencies, and you guys will see for yourselves.
And and it's interesting. Someone I was speaking with, actually, it was Jovita who was on the show, and I was telling her, she had been in corporate America at the highest of the level of in corporate America, and even teaching classes at the university, at the junior college levels. You are open, and you if you're certified, you can become an adjunct professor or teach your own classes on the outside. Because now I think there's a trend, which there always should have been a trend, where professionals are now teaching classes so that the transition into employment is an easier transition than just teaching someone an academic theory versus, an actual game plan or how it actually gets done.
Yep.
Like our Mount Sac contract, where I'm teaching them how to be bookkeepers, but not from just an academic level, but from a professional level. This is something that I do, and so therefore I'm teaching you the tricks and the trades and how I developed my business and the clientele that I have based upon that.
Exactly.
So it's a real game changer, business owners, because you really got to be creative nowadays. You just can't be doing average business.
And you cannot sit out there and wait for the customers to come in, because they may never come in. Or you may have a competitor that has a better marketing plan to attract customers than you.
Or they know their value.
So they're going over there and not coming to you. So you got to reach out and get these opportunities. This is just phenomenal, and this is there waiting and available. And it's good to have two professional business coaches like Crystal and I to guide you guys through the process and get you going.
Yeah, someone asked me, I was talking to someone and they were saying it was just absolutely amazing how you and I don't have a problem sharing our knowledge with other people. But, that's part of doing business, I think. I think, one, the more you regurgitate, the more you know. And it also creates an environment where you're always researching.
That's true.
And you're always staying on top of your trade, right?
Yeah.
Because there are a lot of businesses that I talk to all the time that, they're in their business, working in their business, and they have absolutely no idea what's going on around them and outside of them. And a case in point was This week I did put together a little field trip with Ken Hicks from the Business Resource Group and Ken Williams, who's at the Universal College of Beauty.
Right.
And I sent them over to a beauty supply store up in Inglewood.
Yeah.
And when Ken Williams, who's the school director, he says, "Oh my God, I've never seen a supply store like this." Now, this is your industry.
Yeah.
So you got to stay on top of your industry.
You got to be on top of your game.
And one of the things, the reason I did this, and I suggested this to them, was that what I find with the Korean business, the beauty supply stores, is they know more about our demographics than we know about and understand our psychodemographics, understand why we buy what we buy, understanding where our pains are. They know this, and they go to work creating it.
That is true.
To make sure that no matter what's going on in the economy, they're providing a product at a price point or a service or product that we want.
That is true.
And that's absolutely amazing that another group knows us better than we know ourselves.
We do. And that's a shame because, we should be the authority on those types of things, but we're not.
Right, exactly.
We're not. And that's why I really want to put it out there so many of these small business owners understand their craft and really go out there and do what they need to do to make this thing happen.
Yeah, and you just have to expand. It's not just about what you do. I've learned from coaching over the last 15, 20 years, someone, and I'm sure you can do this as well. Yeah. Someone comes up to you with their business and what they do, and they're telling you what they do, but they're telling you just a small percentage of what they really can do, and then you're in your head going, wow, if I had this business, and I do this all the time, if I had this business, I'd be doing this, all in the same wheelbase, right?
Exactly.
But I was going like, wow. And then I'll suggest, had you thought about? And they're like, no, I really hadn't. Because it's almost like, to me, it's like an easier.
That's true.
And it's like, wow, why did even path to take? So I find that kind of interesting. Yeah. Which is why I can write a business plan for another business.
That's it.
Because they can tell me, I'll be going, wow, if I was, and I put myself in those shoes.
You have to.
If I'm going to run, if I was the one that was founding this business or launching this business, this would be the path that I would take.
Yes,
do you do that as well?
Oh, definitely. As a matter of fact, I've come up with some areas of services that these small businesses can start thinking about when they're going out looking for opportunities or even trying to get certified. Mm-hmm. We're looking for businesses who provide services in law enforcement, public health, animal control, hospitals. We've got public libraries, beaches, marinas, parks, paramedic services, probation camps, construction, related craft, voter registration, all of those things, tax bills, people provide that service, accounting. So all of those types of things are areas in which small businesses can get themselves prepared to go after opportunities.
And actually, I'm going to use a couple of those areas that you spoke on that really need some tweaking. So police department and diversity.
Yes.
So coming up with an excellent program or service that can address the diversity, because that's a big issue right now.
Definitely.
So another one you mentioned was, so we had the police, voting registration.
Yes.
So we see what happened
exactly
with voting registration. So having a product or a service or something that can address the safety of making sure your vote gets to where it's supposed to be. So that's a business that a person could come up with. Training. You
got foster homes. Fire station. You got
right, and you can do diversity training for every aspect, because evidently, this needs to be addressed in every capacity on a corporate level, right?
And these are areas that some of these small businesses, they wouldn't even think there was opportunities.
Exactly.
So they need to start thinking outside of the box.
They have to start thinking outside of the box because we got so many social issues right now.
Yes.
Just to come up with an idea and be able to launch that to a corporation to solve a pain.
Yes.
Customer service, hospitality. I mean, all of those areas that you could create a business, or you may be in business, but you need to expand your business.
Right.
And you may already be in this area, but you've been doing the same type of business.
Same little things.
Teaching the same little subjects. But think about expanding outside of that.
Yeah.
If I was in HR right now, everything that I would be selling is on diversity training.
That's true.
Everything would be on diversity training.
There's that big need. We know.
Diversity training and customer service.
Oh,
those would be two. And I would be selling to the airlines.
It's amazing you mentioned customer service, because I just went to this restaurant today to buy some food, right? Jamaican restaurant.
Okay.
And the service was awful. Awful. And I'm not going to say the name of the business, but it's on Washington. This woman was so mean, so I'm standing there in the line for a long time waiting to be called upon, right? So she came up. Okay, whoever else is next, let me know, because if you don't say anything, I'm going to walk away.
Wow.
I'm going, wait a second.
The onus was on you, the customer?
Exactly.
Okay.
As if to say I was bothering her and I need to go away. Because, it was unbelievable. I'm going, I can't believe it. Well, you better speak up now, because if you don't speak up, I'm going to leave. I'm going, wait a second.
There you go.
So that customer service was despicable. And I really want them to, may not make any difference, because we've been talking about this over and over, and the service is getting worse. So,
oh wow! And it's interesting. I don't know, Carolyn Hines.
Yes.
That's Carolyn. She actually has a certificate. There's a certificate program on how to provide customer and hospitality service.
I need to reach out to her and have her tap into some of these food services, because they really don't know how to be courteous and kind to customers.
No.
They don't understand. Plus, they don't understand the platform that I have. We've got thousands of people listening to this this platform. All I have to do is just say one thing, and then people will go, really? Is that what they do over there? That could affect their business.
Right? And why would you not? You want people to come in to buy.
Exactly.
If you're treating me crappy, do you really think I'm coming back? Do you really think I'm telling anybody?
That's right. So it's just one of those things. I'm going, these small businesses who indulge in that kind of behavior, they're short-sighted. They don't really see themselves as growing and becoming bigger.
Right, and maybe it's because they just did. We've talked about this. A business by default, as opposed to actually planning on and planning out a business, writing a business plan, having goals. A 5-year, short-term, long-term, where you want to see your business, how you want to exit out of your business, what you want to leave the legacy of your business.
Yeah.
So that's when you're going to be in business, is when you're looking at it as a full picture, not just a component of it. But restaurants, most people, especially millennials, they eat out more than any other generation there is. And they want it convenient. They want it now. So when you know this, this is who you're catering to. So I don't care who they are. If you come in and you treat me bad and I'm spending money, then no, I'm not going to come back there and spend any money. And why should I? And another, look at the airlines. It's just ridiculous. It's like,
they're worse than the DMV.
Ridiculous. I have never seen it. I don't even understand why businesses are running like, I don't know if you were, I think you were traveling, but on, I don't know what airlines it was, but maybe it might have been United. A young lady got on the plane and they kicked her off because her father was having an allergy attack to the dogs.
Oh, there was a dog on the plane.
It was, service dog, supposedly service dogs on the plane. He was highly allergic to the dog. And he was sneezing and having an attack. They get ready to take off. And they're like, well, we can take you off the flight and have you get an allergy shot.
What?
Why is the dog more valuable than the people?
Exactly. I don't get that. I really don't get that. And then they've taken her off the plane because of that.
And I wondered when that was going to happen.
I hope
I was wondering when there was going to be an individual that was going to get on a plane that had an allergy to dogs.
Yeah.
Now, if I got on a plane and somebody had a cat, I'd have a miserable flight.
So let me ask you this. What if the dog is on the flight and the dog wants to go to the bathroom? What happened?
I guess they're supposed to put him in his little container.
Because yesterday, when I was coming back, I saw this guy with a dog sitting on his lap.
Yeah.
He didn't have a container at all. And I'm going, wait a second, I didn't know dogs were allowed on the plane.
Oh, yeah.
So the dog was right there on his lap. And I'm going, wait a second here. And I'm going, I hope I'm not going to sit beside this guy because I know I wouldn't. I know I wouldn't.
I was on a plane and I flew back last year somewhere. Where was I going? I think I was going to Baltimore.
And there was a dog on there?
3. The lady had 3 dogs. She had 2 in the carriers and 1 sitting in the seat.
Oh, no. Oh,
yeah.
No.
You go to restaurants now. I was down in South Bay 2 weeks ago. And here the people come in the eating area
Isn't
with
that
the
against the
dog.
law?
Well,
Where you can't take dogs into a place where you serve food?
Supposedly, if they're service dogs, which there was a thing on 2020, I think they actually pay for these certifications. So the dog is really not a service dog. So I didn't understand why I had to go to a restaurant, why you couldn't leave and I don't hate dogs, but dogs can stay at home. They've
got their own place. They stay outside.
Right, exactly. So here I am at a restaurant and there's 2, 3 out on the patio.
No.
Why do we have animals? My sister was saying she one of her gigs is Instacart. So at Whole Foods, she doesn't eat the food, the open food, and I hadn't even thought about that, but it really made me rethink things. Yeah. The open salad areas, because the people are carrying their dogs in their arms in the store, and then picking up food.
So the dog sneezes while he's there.
It's like, when did dogs become more valuable than the people? Man. And I'm telling you, audience, it's not that I don't like the animals. I just think there's a place. Yeah. And dogs walk outside on the dirt on their bare feet. They don't have
hygiene. Okay? Hygiene.
And why do we have animals in supermarkets? Ugh. Why do we have animals in restaurant areas where you're eating food?
No.
Now it's one thing if the restaurant or the coffee shop has an outdoor area and a patio area, but no. And a plane, I was just waiting for the day when somebody was going to have an allergy attack from an animal. So next you have pigs and cats.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm done if they have a cat because I'm highly allergic to cats. But you have pigs and cats and birds and snakes. And
that's what I'm talking about. Then that movie Snakes on a Plane is going to come to fruition.
I just don't know when people became less valuable than animals. I don't even know when that took place, but
that is
evidently. You haven't seen them in the supermarket?
No, I haven't seen them.
They just walk in with their little dogs and put them up in the like they people. And that was the first time you seen them on a plane?
The first time yesterday I saw it, and I'm going, what? Because first of all, I saw it and I said, I hope this guy's not going on my flight. Then he went on. I'm going, I hope he's not going to be sitting next to me.
But then you have less value.
I have less value.
So you couldn't even complain.
I couldn't complain, or they'd kick me off.
Exactly. So you didn't pay $500-$600 for a ticket, and you can't tell the people. Look, and what if you were? A lot of people are afraid of dogs.
Yes, I am. I'm one of those.
Yeah, that they've had some experience in their life where they may have been bitten
I've been
or
bitten
attacked.
by dogs at least 5 times.
Right.
So I just don't want to see them, no matter how small or large they are. I don't want to see them. Just keep them away from me. And then this guy with his dog, when he walked by me, the little dog was looking at me like he wants me to pet him or something. I'm not going to touch you.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I'm sure I don't know when that took place, but all of a sudden I know 2 years ago when let's say, because they used to have to fly in the cargo.
Yeah.
But now they can act. I think they have to be a certain size.
Oh, man.
But they actually, let me see if I can find that before the show is over. But they used to fly in the cargo flight. Now something happened. I think a pet died.
So now they get to ride with us?
Yeah, Fido gets to ride with you.
Man. Oh, man, I can't believe this. I cannot believe this.
The fees, see, what are they? See. Some allow small dogs to travel in aircraft cabins as part of your carry-on luggage allowance, while others will allow pets to travel in the cargo area, and fees can vary from nothing at all to more than $500. Also, most airlines only allow 1 or 2 dogs on each flight, so always make sure a seat is available for your dog before buying your ticket.
Now I know.
So I don't know where they go to the bathroom in the.
That's what I'm saying.
So they must in the airline,
because you never know when those dogs are going to go. When they want to go, they want to go.
Right.
So what do you do?
So I guess that means that on the flight or in the airport there must be an area for puppy kennels where they can go in and.
But even if they do it before they get on the flight, what if they have diarrhea? See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't get this. I don't
know.
Get this at all.
So we have to do some. Oh, it says here. Eat, drink, poop, play. So since a full stomach might be uncomfortable for your dog during travel, we recommend feeding him about 4 hours before the flight if possible. While it's best to refrain from feeding your dog on right before the flight, you can and should continue to give him water right up to the time. Just be sure to empty the dish before checking in so it doesn't spill during the flight. If you're checking the dog, leave the dishes and then whatever.
I don't know, man. This is becoming a crazy society.
Animals have they have a better value proposition than the humans do.
Better value proposition.
And maybe you just need to be a pet lover. I just think I love animals, but I think pets can be at home. I think you can go to the restaurant and leave the pet at the house. Yeah. You leave your children with babysitters when you go eat. Leave the pet at the house. And again, this is not to say I don't like animals. Yep. I just think there's a time and a place.
That's exactly
for
my point.
Everything.
I totally endorse what you're saying.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's hard enough when you're on a plane, you got a baby screaming.
Right.
I mean, but it's a human. It is a baby. You just have to tolerate it. The last time I flew, there was a baby on both sides. Oh, my God. I just took my headphones and put them on and turned the music up loud with sleep. But you know, they're babies, so they're flying. And if the parents don't know how to get them to sleep, you know, the key is, I have a friend that they would travel to South Africa when her little one was a baby, and they always took a red eye so that she'd keep him up all day. My sister was the same. Keep the baby up all day long. So by the time he got on the flight, once his little ears pop, he's out like a light. Tricks of the trade. But sitting next to, I've sat across from a lady that had 2 dogs.
Oh no, I couldn't deal with that. I'd have to change my seat. I'm willing to go to the back, the back of the plane. Put me in the back where I belong.
But then let me sit right next to him. Especially if you have a fear, because that's uncomfortable. You don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know what could set an animal off. They're not like people,
and they know too. So just staring at you, going, "Okay, you want to maintain eye contact over here? Huh? You want to do that?"
So it can be a little bit different.
So, Crystal, it's that time again.
It's that time again. So it's been a great show. Yes. Our guests didn't get to come here, but I assume that they're restaurant owners. So
they're probably cooking some good Jamaican food over there.
Good Jamaican food, but we did all right, as we usually do.
Definitely.
And next week we're going to have Joe Razan.
Oh, Joe Razan from the Vermont Slauson Economic Development. Yes, excellent.
And I'm trying to work on Victor Parker from the SBA.
Okay, great.
Hopefully I'll have that secured.
Excellent.
We actually, with the exception of all our Fridays, have a
for the rest of the year?
Not for the rest of the year.
Rest of this month?
For the rest of October. For October.
That's beautiful.
I need 2 more people Yeah, I got one people slotted. There's one person that's slotted at least for every show.
That's beautiful. I like that.
Yeah.
And for those of you who don't know what the Business Zone is all about, Business Zone is a show for small businesses where they can showcase their product and services and also seek out resources and opportunities by being matched up with contract providers and receive training resources from two professional coaches, business coaches, Crystal Mitchell and Gilbert Buchanan. We've been in the industry for over many, many years now. We've been teaching a lot of workshops. And Crystal, tell them what your expertise are.
My expertise is, my core is accounting and bookkeeping, financial forensics of your business, teaching you how to read and financial reports to make sure your business is financially sound, marketing and how that relates to your finances, and business construction, business plan writing, and then as co-director of Recycle Black Dollars, how making sure that we understand why it's so important for us to recycle our dollars and support our local business owners.
Excellent. And with me, you got your business infrastructure, your certification, anything having to do with training and development to get you ready. This is what we do. Now, we're at the end of the day. You're on the Business Zone with
Crystal
and Gilbert Buchanan, and we're out.
See you next week.
Hello, meet Larry. Larry is a general contractor. Larry is very good at his craft, but Larry has a very tough time managing his paperwork because he is busy taking care of his clients' needs. Larry just cannot find his important business documents when needed. Larry is also being passed over for bid opportunities from prime contractors because he is perceived as not ready. He doesn't know where his business license, certifications, insurance, and other key corporate documents are located most of the time. Lucy owns an auto body and collision repair shop and has been using a business management and procurement assistance program called Small Biz Pro to keep her business organized, business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. Small Biz Pro is a 3-in-1 cloud-based business management, procurement, and market research assistance system designed to help businesses become business ready, contract ready, and bank loan ready. It also provides back-office operation solutions for small businesses. Lucy is able to stay ahead of her competitors because she uses Small Biz Pro to manage her business daily. Lucy just clicks on Small Biz Pro from her tablet, mobile phone, laptop, or any internet-accessible device for data retrieval, and she's got it. Lucy introduces Larry to Small Biz Pro, and now Larry is more organized and can now find all of his documents and new bid opportunities in seconds. Larry now saves $120 in labor costs for each missing or misplaced document. Just simply go to your web browser and log into smallbizpro.net and register today for a limited 30-day free trial offer. Services start as low as $1 per day. Let's put the competition out of business. Small Biz Pro. If you stay ready, you don't need to get ready. Register now at smallbizpro.net and begin saving money. Email info@smallbizpro.net or call 626-533-1186.